I am broken. Heart feels heavy. Tears fall silently. Pain lives inside. Hope feels distant. Memories still ache. Soul cries quietly. Night feels endless. I miss peace. I stay strong. I feel empty. Silence hurts deeply. Heart beats tired. Nights feel endless. Tears hide pain. Smiles feel fake. Memories whisper softly. Love feels distant. Hope fades slowly. Soul feels heavy. Dreams lost somewhere. Trust breaks silently. Time moves cruelly. Loneliness stays close. Faith feels weak. Prayers fall unanswered. Heart seeks peace. Still, I rise. Heart feels shattered. Eyes search light. Pain grows quietly. Lonely nights remain. Hope slips away. Memories burn slowly. Love feels fragile. Trust fades silently. Tears stain smiles. Soul walks alone. Dreams feel broken. Faith trembles inside. Time wounds deeply. Silence screams loud. Strength feels distant. Prayers rise softly. Heart still waits. Peace feels lost. Heart feels shattered. Eyes carry storms. Silence weighs heavy. Nights stretch endlessly. Tears fall quietly. Smiles hide pain. Memories haunt gently. Love feels distant. Trust lies broken. Hope fades slowly. Faith feels fragile. Prayers rise unanswered. Time wounds deeply. Loneliness walks beside. Shadows follow closely. Dreams crumble softly. Soul aches silently. Strength feels borrowed. Courage trembles inside. Words fail hearts. Tears stain nights. Darkness feels familiar. Light seems distant. Healing moves slowly. Heart still waits. Pain teaches patience. Scars tell stories. Broken, still breathing. Hope whispers softly. I stand alone. Heart carries wounds. Eyes hold sorrow. Silence speaks pain. Nights feel colder. Tears fall nightly. Smiles break slowly. Memories cling tightly. Love feels absent. Trust feels fragile. Hope dims quietly. Faith bends low. Prayers feel heavy. Time drags endlessly. Loneliness feels permanent. Shadows grow longer. Dreams lose color. Soul feels tired. Strength feels fading. Courage feels tested. Pain shapes patience. Scars remain visible. Broken, yet standing. Heart aches quietly. Eyes drown nightly. Silence wraps pain. Nights steal peace. Tears taste bitter. Smiles crack slowly. Memories pull backward. Love fades gently. Trust feels hollow. Hope drifts away. Faith feels shaken. Prayers echo unanswered. Time cuts deep. Loneliness stands firm. Shadows press closer. Dreams lose meaning. Soul feels bruised. Strength wears thin. Courage feels fragile. Pain molds. Wisdom. Scars mark survival. Still breathing forward. Heart bleeds silently. Eyes carry regret. Silence grows louder. Nights break souls. Tears fall endlessly. Smiles fade quickly. Memories cut deep. Love feels empty. Trust lies shattered. Hope weakens daily. Faith feels distant. Prayers drift unanswered. Time shows cruelty. Loneliness becomes home. Shadows feel comforting. Dreams fall apart. Soul screams quietly. Strength barely remains. Courage feels forced. Pain teaches endurance. Scars speak truth. Still standing alone. Heart trembles softly. Eyes hide storms. Silence holds grief. Nights feel heavier. Tears trace memories. Smiles break inside. Love feels distant. Trust fades slowly. Hope bends quietly. Faith feels tested. Prayers fall softly. Time wounds silently. Loneliness stays close. Shadows grow deeper. Dreams lose shape. Soul feels bruised. Strength feels thinning. Courage feels fragile. Pain carves patience. Scars remain visible. Broken, yet breathing. Heart feels heavy. Eyes hold storms. Silence kills slowly. Nights drag endlessly. Tears fall quietly. Smiles hide pain. Memories cut deep. Love fades slowly. Trust breaks softly. Hope drifts away. Faith feels fragile. Prayers rise silently. Time moves cruelly. Loneliness walks close. Shadows whisper secrets. Dreams lose meaning. Soul cries softly. Strength feels borrowed. Courage shakes daily. Pain teaches patience. Scars tell stories. Broken hearts linger. Still, I wait. Heart beats slowly. Eyes search darkness. Silence weighs heavy. Nights feel endless. Tears fall quietly. Smiles hide sorrow. Memories linger painfully. Love feels lost. Trust breaks silently. Hope fades gently. Faith feels distant. Prayers remain unanswered. Time drifts away. Loneliness walks with. Shadows swallow light. Dreams crumble softly. Soul aches deeply. Strength feels gone. Courage trembles inside. Pain teaches quietly. Scars mark souls. Broken hearts whisper. Still, I breathe. Heart feels heavy. Eyes hide tears. Silence speaks loudly. Nights swallow hope. Tears fall silently. Smiles mask pain. Memories haunt gently. Love drifts away. Trust fades slowly. Hope dies quietly. Faith feels broken. Prayers go unanswered. Time cuts deeply. Loneliness stands near. Shadows stretch long. Dreams lose meaning. Soul aches nightly. Strength feels weak. Courage bends softly. Pain lingers forever. Scars tell stories. Broken hearts ache. Still, I wait. Heart feels empty. Eyes hide sorrow. Silence whispers. Pain. Nights feel colder. Tears fall quietly. Smiles break slowly. Memories linger deeply. Love drifts away. Trust fades silently. Hope seems distant. Faith feels shaken. Prayers rise unanswered. Time moves slowly. Loneliness walks with. Shadows grow longer. Dreams fade softly. Soul aches quietly. Strength wears thin. Courage feels fragile. Pain shapes hearts.